I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of Perfecting Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
What?
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
Yesterday, we talked about Marvin Winans. We actually played a clip of Pastor Reverend Marvin Winans, and he had an offering at his church, and a lady came up and, she pledged her $1,000, and she added another, I think it was like $250 to it, but he was asking for, so he explained himself. There was a line for people that were pledging $2,000. There was a line for people pledging $2,000. There was a line for people pledging less than $2,000. And then there was a line for people who, only had like $1. So he wasn't saying that, that wasn't good enough. He was saying she was in the wrong line. But I still have a problem with this. I don't know if you do as well, but I'm going to play this clip and you tell me. So this is a news story. They interviewed him and the lady. Smith, play it.
On Sunday, Pastor Marvin Winans hosted a day of giving. Members of Perfecting Church were asked to donate $1,000 and raise another $1,000 to help finish the new sanctuary in Detroit and support their community programs. Pastor Winans asked those giving $2,000 or more to come to the front of the church first, with others following, from the largest donors to those donating as little as $1.62. But one member, Roberta McCoy, went viral after someone posted video of her coming to the front with less than $2,000, claiming she was rebuked by Pastor Winans. I spoke exclusively with both Pastor Winans and Roberta McCoy, who says she's been attacked online since that video began spreading. You're the woman in that viral video.
Right.
He did not rebuke you.
He absolutely did not rebuke me. Now, there's a difference. There was a correction, because let me clearly state that Pastor gave instruction on the lines to get into.
I was calling because the whole church was giving, and it was our day of giving, and the whole church was coming, and we didn't want people standing, the mothers and all that, so I was calling them by increments. And we had someone that had given out of before, and I corrected it, and I told everybody to listen and come when you call, and that's all that was.
Roberta told me Pastor Winans personally apologized to her. She's been a member of Perfecting Church since 2013 and has given faithfully over the years and will continue to do so.
I just have a question or two or three. 866-801-8255. Perfecting Church, which is in Detroit, on Nevada Avenue in Detroit, Michigan. Are all of the blocks around the church thriving? I'm asking a question. 866-801-8255. Are all of the blocks in this neighborhood, Nevada Avenue neighborhood in Detroit, are they thriving? He called for a day of giving for the sanctuary, to rebuild the sanctuary or build a new sanctuary. How many sanctuaries did Jesus have? 866-801-8255. Did Jesus have a church? Was there a building? Was there an edifice erected? Did Jesus require people to come to church on Sunday? Just from the reading. And finally, did Jesus ever collect an offering? Now, I know there's a lot of talk about tithing, and it's in the Bible. But what did Jesus say about tithing? 866-801-8255. Because again, and I'm framing it this way because Christians are followers of Jesus Christ. Now, whether you believe historically he lived, existed, didn't, or whatever is irrelevant to this conversation. If you believe that he did exist and you are a Christian, that means you're a follower of Christ. And if you are a pastor, that means you have studied Christ to the level that you could teach other people about Christ's message. And that's the whole goal. When he did the 2x2 with the disciples, and it was 12 of them, he sent them out to do what? 2x2 to what? Spread the quote unquote good news. And the good news was distilled into two simple messages. It wasn't a whole sermon. There wasn't a choir. There were no people. There was no offering plate. It was two people knocking on doors. The closest we have to that are Jehovah's Witnesses. They got a little twisted as well. We can get into that. And if you're a Jehovah's Witness, I'm here for the conversation. Fortunately for me, I've studied these things, so I know a little bit, but I'm also willing to learn stuff that I don't know. But 2x2, you go out and you spread the good news. The good news is what? Love. 2 commandments. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, thy soul, thy mind, and love one another. That's the good news. The good news. If we do that, everything will be good, because if I love you, I'm not going to kill you. If I love you, I'm going to make sure you eat. If I love you, you got a place to stay. If I love you, I'm not going to call you out your name. I'm not going to denigrate you. I'm not going to try to destroy you. I'm not going to gossip about you. If I love you, I'm going to treat you the way I want to be treated. And more importantly, I want to be treated well. So that means I need to want to be treated well, because some of us don't want to be treated well. So you treat people exactly how you feel. We got to feel better about ourselves so we can treat people better. But I'm just curious, is this in alignment? And I'm saying that Marvin Winans is not probably the problem. I think this is the norm. But it speaks to us too, because if we're sitting every Sunday in a church that's really not demonstrating the awesome power of the message of love, meaning like if I'm somewhere, I was just watching a video on one of these, I think it was Instagram, and this guy came in, he took over a shopping mall. Maybe some of you have seen it. He took over a shopping mall that was riddled with crime and unhoused people and people on drugs, and it was just really dangerous. He bought the shopping mall, and the first thing he did was clean up the entire mall. He just came through and cleaned. Primarily, it was like the rocks and the bottles and stuff won't be used to throw into windows, so it was self-preservation. He fired the security guard because he said, hiring more security is not the problem. I need to feed the community. So he turned it into a place for the unhoused, the intake center. So instead of throwing everybody, rounding them up, throwing them into Alligator Island and sending them off to other countries, he actually opened it with federal funds. And then he also had an intake center where he taught the people how to fill out the forms to get the resources that they need. If they needed drug, rehabilitation, and guess what happened? Crime went down. People started trusting, and it changed and transformed the neighborhood. And I know this, I brought up Bustasaurus because I spent time in Somerset. And when he took over that church in Somerset, he said there would be crack vials and bullets and stuff. There was a park across the street. They were selling drugs and ass and everything across the street. It was wooded. It was a wooded area. So they cleared the whole wooded area, put up one of those trailers, and made that a center where people could tell the pastor what they needed in the community. All right, we need a place for seniors, we need a place for children, we need affordable housing. And over a 10-year period, they have a place for seniors, they have affordable housing for young people, condos, then they have a park for the children. He just put up a hospital. I know that if that's your edict is to serve the people and you're a pastor, then it should show.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We